Well, friends, today I'm going to talk to you about a study that has been published in May 2025 about the causes of dissatisfaction of patients who have been implanted with EDOF IOLs. And this has been a retrospective analysis of many different patients who had gone cataract surgery with implantation of the EDOF IOL. In this case, it is the VVT IOL between July 2020 and July 2022, so 2 years. And this is a retrospective analysis of these patients who had gone through the surgery in the University Medical Center in the Netherlands. Now, the as I said before, this is about analysis of the causes of dissatisfaction of patients who have undergone with the EDOF IOL implantation or VVT IOL implantation. Now, a total number of eyes that had been implanted with this VVT IOL was 364 eyes, and out of that they identified around 83 eyes were included in the study. That is, 83 eyes were actually dissatisfied. They were not happy with the EDOF IUL. That makes around 22% of the patients who were implanted with the VVT IUL were not satisfied. And the primary cause of dissatisfaction was blurred vision. If you table 2, if you see this table, the primary cause of dissatisfaction was blurred vision. How many patients suffered from blurred vision? Out of the 83 eyes which were dissatisfied, 74% of the patients actually had 74% of the patients actually had blurred vision. Now, out of that, 45% of the patients actually had blurred vision complaint for distance only, and nine patients actually, or 10% of patients actually had blurred vision complaints for all distances, that is distance, near, and intermediate. Now, blurred vision is actually a symptom, but what is the cause of the blurred vision? And when they analyze this, the cause of the blurred vision were actually three, and they were primarily because of the residual emetropia. Now, 39 eyes out of this 83 eyes actually had residual emetropia. The second most important reason of blurred vision was dry eye disease. That was 17 eyes, involving 17 eyes. And the third important reason was the PCO. So, residual emetropia was the primary reason for the blurred vision that was actually identified by the article. Now, if we go to the amount of residual emetropia that was left over, this study actually shows that when the spherical equivalent is actually um, around minus zero point 0.6 diopters, the spherical equivalent is around minus zero point 0.6 diopters, then this patients actually had suffered more of blurred vision. Actually, that is, the tolerance limit is around zero point 0.5 diopters of spherical equivalency. Beyond that, the patients might actually suffer from blurred vision, have complaints of blurred vision. And how did they arrive that this could be a cause of the blurred vision? That is, residual emetropia could be the cause of blurred vision. That is, 81% of the patients who had these complaints of blurred vision were satisfied with the outcomes after emetropia correction. So 81% of these patients were satisfied after with after they have been given glasses or contact lenses, right? And they also, the authors also state that residual refractive astigmatism, the tolerance limit of the patients for residual refractive astigmatism could be around zero point 0.5 to 0.75 diopters. Now, the second most important reason for the blurred vision was the dry eyes. And there are many studies that are pointing out to the prevalence of dry eyes. For example, this study actually that was published in 2023 shows that dry eye disease was prevalent in 55% of the patients who came for cataract surgery. That is, patients who were who were candidates for cataract surgery. This is also a study by Beatrice Cochener from France, who actually showed the number of, more than half of the patients actually had dry eye symptoms. They had dry eye diseases, who were actually candidates for cataract surgery. So dry eye is quite prevalent now, and it is important for to rule out dry eyes for these patients whom you are implanting EDOF IOLs, because this could be the cause of blurred vision after implantation. Now, apart from the dry eye disease, also apart from the blurred vision, there was also another factor that was cause of dissatisfaction. That is the photic phenomenon, and the incidence of photic phenomenon was around 25% of patients. Around 25% of patients actually had, incidence of photic phenomenon over here. If you can see over here, incidence of photic phenomenon was around 25% of the patients. Now it could be photic phenomenon alone, or a combination of blurred vision with photic phenomenon. So around 25% of the patients actually suffered from these issues. So there was also patients who actually suffered from blurred vision because of the PCO, and there has been around 12% of the patients who actually suffered from PCO, and this could be also the reason of blurred vision. Um, Other than this, they also found out that one patient did not actually could not actually adjust to the mini monovision. So one thing that I didn't talk to you about is that what was the target refraction for these patients. The target refraction was either emmetropia, or in some cases mini monovision was done to give the patients an acceptable near vision. And out of those patients who were actually given a mini monovision, one patient was not able to adjust to the mini monovision, and also suffered from blurred vision because of that issue. And also there is a subgroup of patients, four patients, that is eight eyes, who could not be determined what was the reason, what was the cause of the dissatisfaction. So these patients did not have did not actually have ametropia, did not have dry eye disease, did not have PCO, did not have any other disease, or but still actually suffered from dissatisfaction post implantation of the VVT-IOL. And that was the authors could not determine the cause. So what I understand is that there could be still some patients whom, despite best outcomes, they might still creep, they might still be dissatisfied with the EDOF IOLs, but that percentage is much less than multifocal IOLs. I hope you find this article interesting. So in summary, the biggest cause of dissatisfaction was blurred vision, and blurred vision was mostly because of residual ametropia. And residual ametropia, when it was higher than spherical equivalent of zero point 0.6 diopters, or refractive or residual refractive astigmatism more than 0.75 diopters, could have been the cause of blurred vision and dissatisfaction. This, other than ametropia, dry eye disease, as well as PCO, was the causes of the dissatisfaction with these patients. Some patients also, around four patients, had actually no visible reasons for dissatisfaction, but still they were dissatisfied. I hope you like this article, and keep following my channel, Quick Guide. Keep following my YouTube channel, as well as visit my website, quickguide.org, for more information. Thank you very much.